So Ed over at OCBC.
Hi guys, I'm going to quickly put this on while I make coffee. Welcome to Defending Elvis Presley.
I met Elvis in 1959. I was in the Army at the same time he was. We became Army buddies, played a lot of football together, did a lot of running around, went to Paris on vacation, and became very close. Then when I left the Army, Elvis asked me to go to work for him, and I was with him ever since. Back in the 1960s, Elvis used to love to drive back and forth from Los Angeles to Memphis, Tennessee between movies. We had this custom-made bus designed by George Barris in Los Angeles, and he used to get the biggest kick of driving it back and forth because he thought he was a truck driver. He always wanted to be a truck driver when he was young. So it was one of his fantasies that we'd drive back and forth between every movie, and we'd stop on the side of the road and get out and throw the football just for a little exercise. But we just take forever driving across country. Elvis liked to take his time, never in a hurry. We used to take 3 or 4 days. We'd go 150 miles and we'd stop for overnight. But this trip here, we were driving cross country during the day because most of the time we drove at night. We brought the wives on this trip just to show them how it was driving cross country. And we were just typical tourists. We drive, stop to see the sights, get out on the side of the road, and get out and beat each other up just for exercise. People thought we were crazy when we were driving by, but they didn't know it was Elvis. If they knew it was Elvis, they'd really be surprised. Along with the bus, we'd have a car following behind us just in case the bus broke down, so we'd have somebody to go ahead and get some help or something like that. Here we are on the side of the road with all the guys, with Alan and Charlie, Marty, Priscilla, my ex-wife Joan. We used to pull over to the side of the road just to get some exercise. We'd stop and Elvis would practice his karate on all of us. He'd get out and try to beat us all up, and we'd not really hurt each other. We'd punch each other pretty good, though. Elvis loved to practice karate on all of us. He thought he was Bruce Lee, I think, but we all had fun doing it. It was just great to work out. In one scene here, you see Elvis's arm and Billy Smith's arm, his cousin. They're black and blue. All our arms got black and blue. It was just to work out. We were all crazy. What can I tell you? One of the reasons Elvis loved these trips so much because he liked to sing and drive at the same time. And Charlie and Red were all harmonized with him. I never sang because I couldn't carry a tune. But we had some great times driving cross country. We'd stop at hotels late at night. We'd check in, nobody would know we were there, and check out before everybody found out he was there. We'd be gone. One time we were in Amarillo, Texas, and a radio station found out we were staying there. When we woke up the next morning, we could not believe that there was about 3,000 kids outside waiting for autographs. We got away from there okay, but we never went back to that hotel again. Here's where we stopped to see the Meteor Crater Lake in Arizona. It was just something that Elvis had never saw before, and we never did either, so we thought we'd stop and look at the Meteor Crater here in Arizona, and became typical tourists. Elvis even took movies with Priscilla's camera. One time we were, when we left Memphis to go to Los Angeles to do a movie, we stopped in this service station in Arkansas. And this gentleman came out and started to pump gas in the bus. And he saw Elvis. He said, boy, he told one of the guys, that guy sure looks like Elvis Presley. He said, no, that's not him. But everybody mistakes him for that. So he walked over to Elvis and said, boy, you really look like Elvis Presley. You have a spitting image of him. And Elvis naturally said, well, no, I'm not. I mean, everybody's told me that. He said, but we really felt bad when we left there that we didn't really tell him that was Elvis, because he would have probably wondered all his life that was really Elvis Presley. Some fans here recognized Elvis, some young kids, and as Elvis was, he'd always stop and sign autographs for his fans. Elvis and Priscilla got married on May 1st, 1967. This is probably one of the biggest highlights of my life with Elvis. We did fool the press good that week because they all thought we were going to get married in Palm Springs, because we all gathered in Palm Springs at the house that Elvis had rented. In the middle of the night before we flew to Las Vegas, we snuck out the back, went over the back wall, had a couple cars waiting for us, and we snuck off to Vegas. We had a Lear jet charter and another plane for the family members. Flew into Vegas real quick, got there early in the morning, went right downtown and got the marriage license, went to the Latin Hotel and had the wedding. It was very exciting. We had a nice reception at the Latin Hotel for a few friends. And then we flew right back to Palm Springs and had a nice dinner with the family. And it was really quite a day. We surprised all the press that day. And, it was good to know that we snuck something by them. A couple weeks later, we went to Memphis and had a wedding reception there at Graceland for all the relatives and the friends that couldn't make it to Las Vegas. And had a good time. We enjoyed ourselves. Elvis and Priscilla got dressed in their same outfits they got married in, and her wedding gown and Elvis's tuxedo. These home movies I took were nice to look back at over the years and just reminisce. A lot of friends that we haven't seen in a long time. The wedding reception is held in the trophy room that is now the trophy room at Graceland today. And the trophy room was built to be a slot car track originally. Elvis got into slot cars for a while there. He built a huge building just around the slot car track, and then it ended up as the trophy room. Vernon was very proud of his son, as you could tell. He had a smile on his face all the time. At the wedding, there was just a few friends and relatives. As you can see, it was just Priscilla's family, immediate family. Marty Lacker and I were his co-best man at the wedding. And then there was just a few friends, really, that were there, trying to keep it as quiet as possible so it wouldn't get out. As you can see here, Elvis is carrying Priscilla across the threshold. Elvis was in a very romantic mood that day. He went out and picked Priscilla a very pretty rose from out the backyard of Palm Springs house. Elvis made 33 movies in his career, and I was there for about 29 of them.
Okay, that's me done with that. So I thought we could watch a bit of that together. Morning to you guys. I think I'm going to turn that light off so that it's not, so I don't have a crown shining through my head. Okay, so it's Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth, and it's Team Elvis, and I've got 2 coffees, because why not? So I thought we'd watch a bit more of this together. I like to watch things with you guys, and I'm going to read chapter 18 of this. Chapter 18. So this is my plan. I'm hoping to do a couple of live streams. Let me just, good morning to you all. Oh my God. First coffee of the day. And you know how I make my coffee. I get a blender. I have milk, butter, coffee, sometimes a bit of cream. And I blend it all. Make it all nice and hot. I have 2 of those a day. I love it. I also have tea. So let me just read some of your comments a minute. I did notice just now, I think it was Emily. Hi, Emily, who said, what happened to the 24-hour chat? Everything's fine with it. Let's have a look. Don't forget, there's 2 24-hour chats. There's the one that is Louis McCready's. So I'll type it now. So my name on Facebook, and you just friend request me, and then you can join that chat, which is the much quieter chat. And then you've got the one that you guys use, which is, let's have a look. This one. Don't forget, you're on Defending Elvis Presley, the Facebook page. And it's still going strong, Emily. Are you not able to get into it? I think you do have to join it. Let me just go to the Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page. Let's find it. Okay, so basically, this is the Facebook page, which is really growing amazingly, 1,600 members. Then you've got the small icon that says chats. Well, it's not an icon. You just get the words chats. You click on that. When you click on the word chats, let's do it. No, I can't do it right. Then you get that. Then you click on Team Elvis chat, which I'll do now. And then you go straight to the chat. So it's definitely working, guys. I haven't been on it this morning. I tend to go on and off it every now and then. Just the last message was Leanne, who said, Priscilla on her way to Germany wants to talk about her time with Elvis and together on memory lane. And I'm going to play a clip on that in a second. Thought she was unable to travel. Forgot it's making money. Right, okay. That was Pat. If you go further back, you have a Ray there. Teresa, Elvis is so generous and beautiful, angel from heaven. So then you guys are chatting through the night. Got Ginger, Tina, let's have a look, Leanne. Just generally, yeah, it's all working fine, Emily. So should be okay. Now I'm going to play that trailer that talks that what Priscilla's doing. We're going to be a bit random today. Priscilla is, let's have a look. It's always been part of it. Let me just see. So Emily, it is working, yeah? So we're live. You're in Holland, is that right, Emily? Are you in Holland? Let's just quickly check your messages. It is 8:20. I'm guessing in Holland. We got Gio. Good morning to Gio. Luann is on. So Luann, you've already watched this video. I do like finding these old documentaries, biographies, whatever they are, and just seeing just how people talk about their lives with Elvis back then. Because obviously that is quite old, isn't it, that one? The music on it is a bit irritating. I didn't like the music on it. We've got obviously Elvis in the background. I hope you've all got yourselves a nice coffee. We're going to be pretty chilled this morning. We're going to probably jump around a bit on topics. Right, I'm just trying to quickly go through your comments. Pamela, it is busy on your end. There hasn't been any activity on my end. Right, okay. I don't really see. I think it doesn't matter what country you are in the world. It should be the same on the 24 chat. Now, what I've noticed with the 24 chat, Emily, is that it will have phases of no one speaking. It will. It just completely dries up. Usually during English time, English daytime, it tends to be quite quiet. But then at nighttime, English nighttime, all the Americans wake up and start chatting. So don't forget, 50% of you guys are in America. Obviously, we've got you all around the world. Many in Australia, many in the UK. I've noticed that the United Kingdom has grown quite a lot. We've got 20% more or less the United Kingdom, but all around the world, guys, we are literally worldwide. I'm just trying to quickly read your comments. Greetings from Holland, the land of cheese and windmills. Merry farm mates. So obviously Finola is very, very proud to be Irish. And I always say this to you. What my son, who is 27, is engaged to an Irish girl. I reckon I'm going to be going there for the wedding. So I'll see you there, Finola. Oh, yeah, COVID jabs. There does seem to be a bit of COVID going around at the moment. I have noticed that. We're getting a bit of it here in the UK. Pamela, Louis, I can only join chat on my laptop, but not on the iPad or iPod. Or that I don't understand why that would be. I mean, I'm not a tech-minded person, but it must be a setting in the iPad or the iPhone. You have to allow the chat. You have to go into your settings. I can't give you technical advice because I have no idea. But what I tend to do is I Google it. I ask the question to Google, or I go on YouTube it, and then I tend to find my answers. So, Luann, if I don't get notifications for the chat, I have to go on Facebook onto Louis' page. Yeah, now I do. I know that you guys keep missing the notifications, but I do put it on the chat. I'm doing it now again. I do put it on. Let's go on to Defending Elvis Presley, the Facebook. Let's have a look. Let's get it on there, guys. We're live. We are live. I do put it on. I tend to put it on there more than once as well. I'll even put it on my own name, Louis Macready's. Obviously, I like the more of us that join, the better. And then let's see if we can wake Deborah up. Deborah, are you awake? You're always asleep when I start my lives. You're not allowed to sleep. Right, okay. Let me just Let me just tell Deborah, come on, and Elaine, we're live. So you guys friend request each other so you can remind each other when we go live. I'm just gonna, let's tell a few people, yeah? We're not in a rush, we can mess around. Hey Louis, how are you doing? Having a good day. Just wanted to share with you this book my son Ricky is in. Oh, cool. So let's have a look. So Maria Goretti, her son is an Elvis tribute act, and he's in a book. Let's just show it off, shall we? Rick Anthony from Boston, Massachusetts. Let me just show you that. So this is one of our subscribers and members. Let's quickly read about Rick, just quickly. He looks great. He looks great, Maria. Rick Anthony, New England, internationally known Elvis tribute artist, a dynamic entertainer, zoomed into the big-time entertainment practically overnight. Rick began paying tribute to the late Elvis Presley for audiences. At 14 years old, he won a school lip sync contest. He decided to use his own theatrical talents and studied the voice of energetic performance style of Elvis to create his own high-quality performance. Captivating audiences. Since 1995, Rick Anthony has been performing in various productions across the globe, baked by his 3 big production band. They have also sold out theaters and venues, giving audiences a complete jaw-dropping experience. He has the drive, the passion, the commitment, and professionalism that makes him the top sought-after entertainer in the region. So if you are in Boston, Massachusetts, is anyone here near Boston, Massachusetts? Rick Anthony is the guy. So let's tell Maria that we've done that. So, of course, you're a member. We're proud. I've just let me just tell Maria. I've just read this out. This out on the live. On the live. I know you're very, Maria, I know you are very, very proud of yourself. Very. Are you here? Right, let me just top this coffee up. Let's go pull the kettle again quickly. We have to have hot coffee. Guys, have you got your hot coffees? Very important. Grab me coffee. So the kids, Yasmin and Tino are at trampolining with their mother. Their mother teaches trampolining. Rio, who is 15, is at work. He is now a lifeguard and works in a gymnasium. Talia, my 18-year-old, is asleep. Giovanni who is just about to turn 15, is at his football match. Giovanni plays for a football team. He's obsessed with football. He's actually very good. Giovanni plays for a team called in Weston-super-Mare. He actually plays for Weston-super-Mare, my hometown. Let me just shut the door. Shut the door so the dogs don't. Okay. As you can see, I'm being very relaxed. just taking my time. So Maria, I hope you didn't find that embarrassing, me talking about your son, who seems very talented. Right. Lorna is saying hello to Emily, Gio, Cherie, Teresa, Anne, Finola, Diane, Pamela, Jane, Debbie, Ledeye, and Adrian. Right, so let me just get Deborah on so we can tell Deborah. Is Deborah on? I'll tell Deborah we're live. So what I do, should I just tell you how I tell people we're live? Obviously, I put it on the chats. I put it on the Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page. Please join it. And it has a brilliant 24-hour chat on it. I've got you guys all listed here. See? You see that? Let me go a bit. All of you guys are listed here. Now, it would take me forever to message each one of you. So this is why I do it on the chat. Let's tell Elaine. We told Elaine. So I tend to tell the people that keep missing it. Yeah. There's a few of you that just, unfortunately, just keep missing it. Now, if you want to be on my little list, you just friend request me, Louis Macreadis. Louis Macreadis. I'll always accept you guys. Is Pamela on? We've got Jane, we've got Cherie. Cherie, sorry, solid. Missed your comment. My husband's after his operation last week. He's a bit better though, day by day. Oh, that's good. That's good, Cherie. I hope he's slowly recovering. We send you love, both of you, your whole family. So, who can we tell? Let's tell some people. So Sue, let's see. We'll wake up Sue Shannon. Sue, I hope you're well. Good morning to you. Who can we wake up, guys? Let's wake some people up. Now, aren't we lucky that Mindy Miller joined us? Mindy Miller joined us yesterday. Elvis's girlfriend. Come on, guys, as good as it gets. And we had obviously have Emilio Santoro, the Elvis Tribute Act, the world famous Elvis Tribute Act, joined us, and he's won many major competitions as an Elvis Tribute Act. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. So we had a good day yesterday, guys. Who else? Come on, let's tell me who to wake up, guys. Who should we wake up? Kathy, there we go. We're live. Let's wake up Kathy. We'll wake up Melissa. Melissa, we're going to wake you up. Now, I know a lot of you are in America. Isn't it the middle of the night in America? Is that right? So I know some of you are in Australia because the time zone is better. Linda and Michelle. Right, okay. Let's wake up Michelle. Now, Michelle's in the UK, isn't she? Michelle. Come on, guys. Remind me of some more. We'll try and find them. Michelle, Diane, wake up. We love Michelle. Let's see. We'll find a couple more. Now, Rose Finney always sends me amazing information. Rose is on it with information. I joined Dean Z yesterday. I joined his Facebook. Now, I think that's going to be fine now. I think we've reminded a few. Jane, let's tell Jane. I think you might already be on here, Jane. We've got more than one Jane. I've just sent Jane Carol Mutchkin. Is that this Jane or is that a different Jane? Okay, so I'm just messing about, guys. So, okay. Now, there's actually a few things I was going to do with you, but I was going to do it later. I wanted to bring us up to date with the Bridget Cruz trial. You know, we've had some updates. Obviously, we're quite interested in it now. I call it a trial, but it's a lawsuit. But we've had some updates. Of course, we're all thinking about the possibility of there being a secret grandchild in Florida. So that is on my mind. So I'm always looking for the updates. Let me just have a look. let's see. The last update I had, I think you already know about it. All right. Hi, Karen. Hi, Salvatore. So bit by bit, we're adding on people. I was going to play that Priscilla thing, and I'll play it in a sec. Now, yeah, here we go. This is the update that I found. Court accepts lawsuit change with claim about previously unknown Elvis Presley grandchild. I think we will read it because it's not long. So again, guys, can I ask you again? How many of you think there is a secret grandchild? How many of you? I'd just like to ask you that. So it's 8:48 in Melbourne, Australia. That's PM. So, okay. So that you've still got a few hours left before you go to bed. Hi, Jane. We're trying to wake everyone up and give everyone notifications because yesterday it just completely went wrong yesterday. People just were not getting the notifications. So Ledeye, who talks to me on Instagram as well, it's 7:45 PM in Australia. Hi, Ledeye. Go on, guys, give us your times. Now, here in England, it's 9:50 AM. Right, I think I've seen all your comments. So I thought last night. Hi, Adrian. That's it. Bit by bit, people are coming on now. Adrian, what time is it where you are? It's of course, Adrian. You're in England. Adrian, where have you been? We haven't heard from you for a little while. Where have you been? So Salvatore, it's 5:50 in New York. 5:50 AM. Yeah. Tell us your times, guys. So Jane Treenall, a British lady, yes, retired in Spain, or American lady retired in Spain. Remind me. Whereabouts in Spain are you, Jane? I forgot. I know you've told us before. The time I quoted is Queensland, state of Australia. That's Ledeye. Nicola, hi. Everything I don't chat to because my device keeps freezing. May have to change over to another device. I find if you remove all the pictures and videos, it will make your device work quicker. If you've got too many videos and pictures, it'll slow it down. And too many apps. Delete some apps. Delete some apps. Morning, daughter. My daughter is 18. Are you hungover? Okay. Are you working today? All right. Okay. Can you what? Yes, of course I will. That's Talia. She's 18. She works Monday to Friday. She's got the weekend off. She works. She looks after children. Right. So let's check the comments. So Missouri. Oh, Deborah, we woke you up. It worked. Deborah, we woke you. Salvatore, we like it. We're just chilling together, aren't we? So it's 9:52 AM in Ireland. So Emily, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. We have daylight saving. Ledeye is in the beautiful Queensland state. They don't do daylight savings. Now, what is a daylight saving? Tell me. Daylight saving, what is that? Please let me know. Queenslands don't do daylight savings. I'm confused. I love Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. Always. I absolutely would love it. So Greg Atkins, hi Greg, good morning to you. It's 4:47 in Alabama. Yes, we're going to do the update now on the lawsuit, Nicola. I'm not sure just how current that is, mind. Probably Presley Mania. Probably Rhonda may have already read this out. So it isn't a great update, but I'll read it. Salvatore, clocks go back in the fall. Daylight savings is when you put our clocks forward by 1 hour. Right, got it. Yeah, we did that. last week, didn't we? In England, in the UK. In summer, we spring forward an hour. In fall, we go back an hour. Yeah, we do it here as well. I'm not sure if we do it on the same day. Right, let's keep reading this then. So, as I was saying, I'm going to read this out. Court accepts lawsuit change with claims about previously unknown Presley grandchild. So it says here, I found this yesterday. So I don't know how current it is. The dog's trying to get in. Come on then, be quiet, no barking. Right, no barking, no barking. Ella, no barking. Come on, I want you to be nice and quiet. Ella, come and say hello. Come and say hello. Come on. No bark. Good. Look at the camera. Say, I'm not going to bark. No bark. When the postman comes, Ella is 11. She is the daughter of the other dog. The other dog is Princess, who is very old, 15, I think. Ella, promise me you're not going to bark if the postman comes? Good. Say hello to Team Elvis. Say hello to Team Elvis. Go on. Go, hello. There you are. See? Can speak. Aha. Right. Yeah, we love Ella. Right. So, Adrian, where did you say you've been quiet, Adrian? We haven't heard you on. Have you been like? Let's have a look where Adrian's been. We haven't seen you on for a few days, Adrian. Let's have a look. Love the Lake District. Oh, the Lake District is beautiful. I've been there a few times. Okay, let's read it. About an hour ago at 2 p.m., Judge John E. Jordan in Orlando ruled that he was granting the unopposed motion by Bridget Cruz to amend her lawsuit against Priscilla Presley. I mean, just in case you guys don't know, there's a lawsuit between Bridget Cruz, the auctioneer, and Priscilla Presley. Priscilla Presley is countersuing. They're basically saying they owed money, they owe each other money. And the new update is that because Bridget Cruz had to somehow show that Priscilla has links to Florida, part of what she introduced as her evidence was there's a secret grandchild in Florida that Priscilla visits, and many other things, but that's one of the things. Obviously for us, that's a big deal. So it would be great, Louis, to keep the Presley gene going for the fans. Not sure how the child would feel, though. It's a bit tricky outing things if they don't know. But I mean, Cherie, do you know what I think? Why would they not know? Why, you know, if this is true, yeah, and we know who they're talking about. I'm not going to say names because I want to be respectful to the father and to the boy if it's true. Especially because the boy is so young. But if it is true, why would they not know? Because they're saying that Priscilla has been visiting Florida for years, visiting the so-called grandchild. So if it's true, the grandchild knows. Yeah, I would have thought. Yeah, tell me if you think I'm wrong. And don't forget, if it's the person that they're saying it is, they're already famous. They're already famous because the father is a superstar and has been for 40 years, maybe longer. And the son is very, very well known. The son of two very famous people. So my answer to you, Sherry, is I think everyone knows. I think the family know. I think Lisa knew. I think Priscilla knows. I think everyone knows. Yeah. So I don't think we're outing something here. I really don't. I think, you know, secretly behind closed doors, I think everyone knows. Yeah. But that's just my take on it, though. Yeah. So now the official version of the lawsuit is now the one with the stunning claim we reported on Saturday that Elvis and Priscilla Presley have previously unknown grandchild living in Florida. Previously unknown grandchild living in Florida. But that is unknown to the public, to the general public. Yeah. Well, if you go by Aaron, who's got the Scientology channel, he says it's been very well known for years. So Lisa's house in Florida was in the middle of Christy Alley and John Travolta's house. Yeah, and I've read this. Someone sent me all this the other day. It clearly just breaks it all down, where John Travolta lives, who his neighbors were, and quite interesting. Cruz initially filed her lawsuit last year, suing Presley for breach of contract, and we first broke the news about the case in February at the Daily Beast. Cruz accuses Presley of breach of contract after she alleges that she had helped Presley come back from the brink of bankruptcy, only to be shut out once things were going better for the former wife of Elvis Presley. See, so, you know, come on, guys, we've had Bridget Cruz on our show. She has poured her heart out to us, hasn't she? In fact, I'll go through some of the comments in a minute. It's pretty obvious that Bridget Cruz, I think, is going through hell. I really think she has bitten off a mountain. Yeah, come on, Priscilla Presley. She's extremely wealthy, extremely powerful, has major connections with very important people, including her Scientology friends. If you're going to get into a lawsuit with Priscilla, yeah, bearing in mind this woman has been in business for 50 years, hasn't she? 40 to 50 years. This woman is very experienced in lawsuits. Very. I don't know of any lawsuits that she's ever lost. I ask you this, guys? Has Priscilla ever lost a lawsuit? Ever? Yeah, let me just check back a minute. Just quickly looking at your comments. Seriously, has Priscilla ever lost a lawsuit? We know about the lawsuit she had with Cary Grant to do with the book Child Bride and Suzanne Finstad's book. But I just don't think, I really don't think, you know what, I'm just trying to think now. I'm just thinking to myself, has Priscilla ever lost a lawsuit? Guys, do any of you know? I just realised that now. Yep, Jane said she's got Scientology behind her back, but that is worrying for Bridget Cruz. Yeah. Now, Bridget Cruz, remember, she's just a businesswoman. I know that she's from 5 generations of auctioneers. Yeah. We're so humbled that she joined our show. I think that she trusts Team Elvis. I think she trusts us. I think that's why she's prepared to go on here and allow us to ask her questions, quite personal questions. And she gives some very personal answers. We're going to go through them in a minute because I feel that we should. Now, she poured her heart out, guys. She poured her heart out. She told us that her whole family are really suffering because of this lawsuit. Bridget Cruz feels that she tried to help Priscilla because Priscilla was in trouble financially, had a possible massive IRS tax bill. So they come up with these different ideas to create income, to help Priscilla have income. As far as we know, part of the deal was that Priscilla even sold her name, image, and likeness, the name Presley. I think Bridget Cruz thought that it included the name Presley, sorry. But actually, the name that she sold, Bridget, was the name Priscilla. The name Priscilla. The name Presley had already been sold to Bob Silliman around 2005 when they sold off Elvis Presley Enterprises, which should never have happened, by the way. This is one of the biggest mistakes Priscilla ever made. When they sold Elvis Presley Enterprises, I don't know how much Lisa Marie was involved in that. It should never have happened. Never. I know it was 85%. We also know that when that deal was done, they leased Gracelands to Elvis Presley Enterprises. You've all heard this before. They leased Gracelands, the Living Museum business, to Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it, yeah? So that means Elvis Presley Enterprises controls Gracelands, even though Riley is still the freeholder. Riley still owns Graceland, Riley, Finley, and Harper. But it is controlled by Elvis Presley Enterprises. Joel Weishanker. I'm not exactly sure what Jack Sodden's role is. I always get confused with Jack Sodden, what his actual role is. We know that Jack Sodden and Priscilla together were very heavily involved when everything went pear-shaped with Gracelands, and when it was all being decided behind the scenes what to do with Gracelands. I think it was 100% always going to be saved, with Memphis, the city of Memphis, heavily involved. The Living Museum was always going to happen. The plans were already happening before Priscilla came along. At some point, Priscilla jumps in after Vernon dies. We now know that the will, that Vernon's last will was altered the day before he died with a very frail signature. Now, I think I did ask Amy Collett about this. Amy's our researcher, one of our researchers, and she said there were 2 alterations. I'm trying to remember what they were. I think one was so that Sandy Miller, his nurse and girlfriend and fiance, who he wanted to marry, so that she would get all his possessions. And I think there was another alteration, 2 alterations. I don't think Amy thinks that any of the alterations made were a benefit to Priscilla. But I don't know that. I'm guessing. I'm just a guy at home, guys. I don't get all my things correct. I don't get all my facts right. I'm not. I need to say this. I'm not an Elvis expert. Yeah. So if I mix up my facts, if I get things wrong, it's just me at home in my kitchen. Don't take it too seriously, because I do think some people take things too seriously, that we have to get every detail 100% correct. Yeah, we don't. We're just chatting. Team Elvis, we're having a chat. That's all we're doing. We're just discussing this. So please don't send me messages saying you must get things correct. We're not in a court of law. We're not being judged. We're just having a chat. Yeah. So as far as I can see, Vernon, his will was changed the day before he died, which I don't think is right. I think it's wrong, guys. I think it's wrong. Yeah. It seems it was to give Sandy Miller his possessions, which to me worries me. I actually, just thinking out the box, guys, I actually think, yeah, Salvatore, yeah, we're definitely no experts. Thanks, Salvatore. But can I actually, do you know what? I'm going to ask you guys. So the day before Vernon dies, he alters his will. They've already said that the signature was very frail. Yeah. So who knows what went on when he signed that will? Yeah. But the question that I asked you guys, does it feel right to you that Sandy Miller, his nurse, who had also become his girlfriend, and he wanted to marry her. He was obviously in love with her. But remember, this is a very unwell man. This is Vernon Presley with serious heart problems. Very weak. Very, what's the word? A desperate man. Does it feel right to you? I'm asking you guys this question. Does it feel right to you that he changed his will to give everything that he could that belonged to him, to give all his possessions to Sandy Miller? I repeat the question. Does it feel right to you that he gave all his possessions? Now I don't know what they were, to Sandy Miller, because that to me just, no, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Sandy Miller. She obviously looked after him right till the end. But I still think, you know, this is Elvis Presley's father, and he would have had a lot of possessions, very valuable possessions, cars, jewelry, and maybe even property. Now, the night, you know, the day before he dies, he changes his will, gives everything to Sandy. That don't sound right to me. Let's just see what you guys say. So Jane says it's a bit suspicious that it was Prissy who turned off the machine, just saying entertainment purposes. Yeah, Jane. Now, we don't know that Priscilla turned that machine off. This is the do not resuscitate. It's something we need to find out. Prissy is a master of winning people over. Just watch some of her interviews. Also, that's how she fooled Elvis into thinking she cared for him. And it does seem like Elvis was fooled, doesn't it? It does seem like he was fooled because of the amount of wrongdoing that she's done. So Salvatore's gone to make a coffee and a bagel. Salvatore, bread is bad for you. Bread is bad for you. Keto diet. No bread, no sugar. Yeah, so Emily says it's very suspicious. Adrian, I have been there many times. Sorry. Let's think. Priscilla turned off the machine before Riley arrived. But we don't, right, Emily, we don't know that. We don't know that. That is something we want to, I want to do a live stream on it. There's a YouTube channel called, what's it called? Spotlight Spy. Emily, this is for you. Look up Spotlight Spy. There's an amazing YouTube channel. And it talks about the do not resuscitate stuff. We don't know. I want to be a bit more factual with Priscilla, with this situation where they're saying that she turned off the do not resuscitate machine, because I think there's a lot more to it. So I want to get things right on that. Yeah, Elvis was far too kind and generous. How long have you been a fan, Finola? Right. Okay. Right. So let me just. So there's a couple of things here. I want to. We just mentioned the will. Oh yeah, I was just asking you guys if you think Sandy Miller should have got all of Vernon's possessions. To me, there's something wrong in that. Yeah. Emily, I understand, but we need evidence. We need evidence. Hearsay isn't quite enough. We need you've just said Riley was texting her father from the plane and found out her mother had died. But we need that. I'm specifically talking about the do not resuscitate. Who made that decision? Now, it's possible that Lisa Marie made the decision. It's possible that Lisa Marie in advance had already said, had already signed the do not resuscitate. So we need to get it right. We need to know. It's important to me because this is life or death. Yeah. So we need to be right. Now, remember, I ain't no Priscilla fan. We're here to defend Elvis against all of the wrongdoing from Priscilla. But we do need to get it right. Does anyone here have any actual evidence? Now, do you know what? Let's just see how much more of this there is. Right. Okay. Let me read the rest of this, and we'll go back to Spotlight Spy. Let me just quickly read this. Cruz initially filed her lawsuit last year, suing Presley for breach of contract, and we first broke the news about in February. Cruz accuses Presley of breach of contract after she alleges that she had helped Presley come back from the brink of bankruptcy, only to be shut out once things were going better for the former wife of Elvis. Priscilla retaliated with the help of entertainment attorney Marty Singer, who announced in July that Priscilla had filed an elder abuse lawsuit against Cruz in Los Angeles. Also, Priscilla is denying that Cruz's lawsuit is legitimate because Priscilla says she has no ties to Florida. Cruz has responded with this new version of her lawsuit, which contains a bombshell. In order to prove that Priscilla has ties to Florida, her new lawsuit claims that Elvis and Priscilla Presley have a grandchild living today in Florida. Big news, guys. Big news, guys. Riley said she was on her way to her mum. Let me just quickly, I'll quickly do a couple of your comments. Deborah, no, because Lisa may have signed it. This is the thing. Lisa may have signed it. We don't know, because you can sign these things in advance. Yeah. But come on, guys. I know you guys are all upset with Priscilla. Yeah. We all are. We're disgusted with Priscilla. And I know we all want to point the finger at her and blame her for the do not resuscitate. But we need to know. We need to know, because this is life or death. How do we know this isn't something that they make them do through Scientology? It could be Scientology, couldn't it, that made Lisa sign the DNR? Let me just check your comments, guys. So, Deborah, if she had signed the DNR, they would not have done it in the first place. So, so Jean says, the TMZ report, Lisa was brain dead when she arrived at the hospital, and I've read this, which is very possible. Pamela says it does seem odd to change the will. I did ask Amy Collett about this, and she reckons that the parts of the will that were changed were very minor. Yeah. So, but obviously we'd have to really thoroughly read the document, Vernon's last will, and we'd have to know if it shows that the changes. If it actually says this was changed, that was changed. So unless someone actually knows exactly what was changed, not just hearsay, that it actually says this was changed, that was changed. Until we see that, we don't actually know what was changed, do we? Amy may know. Amy may know, but I need more information. So Linda says, I would think a prior DNR would, I think, be for a terminally ill patient. Well, because of Scientology, I don't know. Scientology's got some pretty weird rules, hasn't it? With how they see our spirit and our bodies. They see it differently. Right. So let's have a look. Just trying to read some of your comments. If she had signed it before, they would not have taken her to hospital. I'm not right, Deborah. I'm not saying it was just before. She could have signed this a year ago, a year before. I'm saying we don't know when the DNR was signed and by who. We're definitely guessing. Yeah. My friend was on life support for 20 years old. At 20 years old after a car accident, and they said she was brain dead, but it took my parents a long time to come around to give the permission to turn off the machine. And I agree with this, that turning off the machine so soon after the death is worrying. Definitely. It was. I do think it was turned off way too fast. I do. Paul Vernon, he knew he was going and he wanted to make some changes. Yeah. But when you're very frail and weak and you're not clear of mind, it's a tough one. Don't forget, the will also made, well, I'm no expert on the will, but the will had an effect with Priscilla and an effect with Lisa Marie, didn't it? So it is worrying, guys. Let's have a look. I think we're talking about a lot of things now. Yeah, we are. We're jumping around, but that's okay. Serge may know if Scientology does this. Yeah, that's a good question, Debbie. Serge may know the whole do not resuscitate thing. Turning off is different from DNR. True. That's a good point. You've got turning off the machine, or you've got do not resuscitate. See, remember, this is how we have to be careful. Now, many people hate Priscilla. Yeah? People are very angry with Priscilla. So they want to say, oh, she turned off the machine. They want to say, she told them and signed the do not resuscitate order, because everyone's angry. But I want the truth. I want the truth. So I don't know the truth. So because I don't know the truth, when people say, oh, Priscilla did this, Priscilla did that, I'm like, can we get some proof? Yeah? Let's at least try to get as close to the truth as possible. Let's at least try, yeah? We have to calm our emotions, how upset we are with Priscilla, and switch on our common sense, think outside the box, and try and understand what happened, how she died, and all the steps to the point where they decided to not resuscitate. Yeah, we need to know the ins and outs. I don't know them. I mentioned to my daughter I was going to pick Lisa Marie for her birth name, but Janelle took place for my daughter's name. My daughter heard about Lisa Marie passing. Mum, Elvis' daughter died. So then we've got Emily. Linda, no way would Vernon change of will of his deathbed be accepted here in Melbourne. I agree, Emily. I think it's worrying, but I think it was this is why we need Amy to comment. I'd like to know what was changed. Because obviously the automatic thing is that we all think, oh, look, he gave everything to Priscilla. Yeah? She's out of order. She forced him to change his will. And then we're angry. We all want to say, oh, my God, Priscilla on his deathbed forced him to alter his will because he was weak and dying. We want to say that because we're so upset with Priscilla. Yeah? But that might not be what happened. That might not be what happened. We want to know the truth. What was changed? By who? Who was there? Was Priscilla there? Was Lisa Marie there? We know that Sandy Miller, his nurse, his fiance was there. So again, guys, we calm the emotions and we try and get nearer to the truth. That's what I think we should do. Yes, Linda, what I was thinking, there's been a few bits said about Lisa and being on a machine, so was getting confused. It's true, it is confusing. Hi, John Sims in Australia. If a person cannot be resuscitated, the doctor can make the decision to turn the machine off to take pressure off the family. There we are, see? Welcome, John Sims. Welcome to our Defending Elvis Presley. Welcome to Team Elvis. We appreciate your comment. It's a good point. It's a good point. The decision could have been taken by the doctor. So we've got to understand we don't know what happened. Yeah. I'm not going to call Priscilla a murderer if it's not true. So we want to be careful. We must be careful. Otherwise we look silly. We just look like a bunch of haters. Remember, we're not haters. We're not here to be hateful. We're here to expose the truth. We're not a Priscilla hate channel. We're here to find out what happened so we can defend Elvis using truth. Using truth. We're not here, oh, let's all hate Priscilla and call her names. That's not what we're about. We're about together debating, trying to get to the truth, even if it irritates us. If I irritate you because I'm trying to get nearer to the truth, I'm going to have to do it. Yeah, we're not all here just to go, let's call Priscilla names. Let's make Priscilla out to be a murderer. Let's make Priscilla out like she altered the will. No, we're going to try and understand it and get nearer to the truth in a fair way. We must be fair. I really believe that. Otherwise, we just look stupid. Seriously, we just look like a bunch of angry haters. Yeah, that's not what we are. Team Elvis, we take our time, we debate, and we analyze. We think outside the box. So Emily, yeah, I don't know the law, but I'm guessing that to change your will the day before you die is very odd, very worrying, suspicious. Yes, Linda, that's what I was thinking. There's just been a few bits said about Lisa being on a machine, so was getting confused. Yeah. So thanks, John Sims, for that comment. Elvis added, let's have a look. Some great comments, guys. Turning off the machine happened far too fast. I would think you'd struggle to make that decision for someone you love. Karen, I fully agree with that. I fully agree. It does seem that it all happened way too fast, but why? We need to know why. Was it the doctors? Was it Scientology? Was it documents that Lisa had signed years before, months before? Was it Priscilla? Was it Riley? We need to know. We don't know. Elvis added in the name Marie in honor of Colonel Parker. Someone in Parker's family named Marie. I think it was his wife. So is that, are you telling, Salvatore, are you telling us that's how Lisa Marie got her second name? That's interesting. That's very interesting. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, you're late. You're naughty. We've messaged you. We gave you a reminder. Where are you? Welcome, Michelle. So Michelle just woke up. You're not lazy, Michelle. Anyway, my daughter Danielle, she is now Danielle Marie. Right. Let's have a look. Prissy doesn't need an ice bucket challenge. She got ice water running through her veins. Geo. Cherie, Karen, that's how it was for my friend's family. It was torture, letting go. She was loved by so many. I do not hate on people, but I could make an exception with her. Well, do you know what? Now you see it from my point of view, Debbie. Let's go back to the comments. The comment just jumped up. Was it Debbie that said that? Let's have a look. Right, Debbie. Remember, I run an Elvis channel, defending the bloodline, defending Lisa Marie, Riley, Finley, Harper, Vernon, Gladys, of course, Elvis. I get a lot of information sent to me that is not very nice about Priscilla. Yeah, loads. All day long, every day, hundreds of comments. Priscilla did this, Priscilla did that, loads of information. It's very easy for me to just hate Priscilla, innit, Debbie? I could just go, yep, I hate her. Come on, we all hate her. Let's call her silly names. No, we are running a Defending Elvis channel, a YouTube channel with Team Elvis. We defend the whole bloodline. So we need to do things in a way that seems at least credible. Yeah, Debbie, I'm stuck in my kitchen with dogs barking. Yeah. So I'm not looking that professional myself. Look at me. Look, I'm in my hoodie, scruffy in the morning. Yeah. So at least when we are debating these topics, it cannot come from hate. It cannot come from hate. It has to come from a place where we're just trying to get the evidence, the documents, the research, could be interviews, so that we have some idea of the truth, so we get a bit close to the truth. Otherwise, we could just sit here for 2 hours and call Priscilla names, couldn't we? I could quite easily drum up hate, start saying loads of hateful things about Priscilla, and we could all be talking about how much we hate Priscilla, couldn't we? I won't do that. We are not a hate channel. I don't hate Priscilla. We are a truth channel. We get to the truth. We do it respectfully. We do it in a way that is accepted by Facebook, by YouTube, so we don't get shut down. We don't want to be shut down because we're a bunch of haters. So when we talk about these very important things, that we're also talking about the possibility that Priscilla, ending a life, well, we need to get our facts right. If we're going to talk about the possibility of someone dying at the hands of Priscilla, we're going to get our facts right. Now, we don't know. We do not know who made the decision to do not resuscitate. We do not know. I don't think there was ever a machine that was turned off. I think there was the decision to do not resuscitate. Of course, once someone's dead, you turn the machine off. So now, again, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't there. None of us were there, guys. But don't let hate make your decisions. Don't let hate be in charge of how you think about things. You have to put your feelings to one side and be more sort of logical with it. Yeah, that's just my advice, guys. You obviously you do what you feel is right for you. It's just how I feel. Hi, Angel Eyes. Yeah, so we've got this situation where there was a pacemaker fitted. Why would a pacemaker be fitted if she was brain dead? Well, we ain't doctors, Deborah. We ain't doctors. So I could never answer that question. Now, actually, maybe one of you guys could understand why they kept her body alive when she was brain dead. There we go. Maybe that happened so that the family could make a decision when to turn the machine off. Yeah. Let's have a look. So, right, we're catching up with the comments now. So Salvatore said he wants that done to him. Hope you're well soon. Let's have a look. Get checked out, Angel. I was in the hospital when my mum's life machine was turned off. The doctors decided. Linda, good morning. How are you, Linda? Well, that's a great comment. So the doctors can make that decision. Let's have a look. Emily, Priscilla's actions and lies that we hate. Yes, of course we do. But let's not just make it up. Yeah, right, Angel, Emily, I'm giving you a hard time today. If we're going to hate Priscilla's actions and lies, let's make sure they happened. I'm completely on your side for that. We disagree with things that Priscilla has done, actions and lies, but only if they happened. Let's not just make them up on hearsay. Let's dislike the things that Priscilla did do. That is my point. The DNR thing, we don't know. The turn off the machine thing, we don't know. The alteration to the will, to Vernon's will, we don't know. Yeah, as we find out the truth, then we can take sides on our feelings. I pride Team Elvis that we are not hateful. I pride Team Elvis that we try to get to the truth. We use the truth to defend Elvis. It's really important to me, guys, really important. And I know sometimes it will upset you. Sometimes I'll lose subscribers because of it. We have to be this way. To be credible, we have to do this. Hi, Aisa. Hate is a strong word. We just say that we don't like P for our own loving Elvis. I'm not trying to say to people to like Priscilla. I haven't once said we should like Priscilla. Not once. I don't think I've ever said we should like Priscilla ever since I started defending Elvis. What I say is we need the truth. We expose the wrongdoing that is truthful. Never liking her. I haven't asked anyone to like Priscilla. So I know sometimes, guys, it gets on your nerves. It touches a nerve, but it works. It works. Right, let's read a bit more of that. Right. Lisa, who died in January 2023, was the only child of Elvis from Priscilla. Lisa, 3 children, Riley Q, twins, Finley and Harper Lockwood, all live in California. Lisa's son, Ben, died in 2020. Priscilla Presley now has 20 days to respond to the court about this document, and until she does, or Bridget Cruz brings more evidence to the court backing up her claims, we are not going to engage in speculation about whose the grandchild is. We understand that speculation is only natural in a case like this, but we prefer to stick to the facts. And the cold, hard fact now is that Priscilla Presley has less than 3 weeks to answer this stunning claim about her having a grandchild in Florida. Okay, so that's the end of that. I'll repeat that last bit. Priscilla Presley has less than 3 weeks to answer the stunning claim about her having a grandchild in Florida. Now, that isn't straightforward, guys, because you think about it. It's a lawsuit. Priscilla doesn't have to go back and say whether or not she has a grandchild. That's not how it works. Now, we're all assuming that she's going to go back and go, oh, yes, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yes, it is true. Yeah. She could. I'm no lawsuit expert. Come on, these lawsuits can go on for years. She could go back because they're trying to prove that Priscilla has ties to Florida. Yeah. She could go back and say, well, in the interest of the child, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say yes or no. She could go back to the courts with her lawyers, attorneys, and say, this is private. In the interest of whether it's true or not, I'm going to keep it to myself. Couldn't she? Do we agree with this, guys? Let me just check your comments. Is Lorna off? Bye, Lorna. Take care. Right, let's just go back a little bit on these comments. I would be angry and devastated if my mum's machine was turned off before I got there. Yes, if it happened, Karen. If it happened, yeah. But I see what you're saying. If the doctors made that decision, yes, that would upset you. That would upset you, of course. I get that. You want the body still alive so you can say goodbye before the machine's turned off, yeah? I dislike Priscilla. I don't hate anyone. In fact, I hate the things Priscilla does. Yes, Linda, I agree. But let's hate the things that she does. Let's not just invent things and do hearsay and repeat rumors, repeat stuff that other people have made up. Let's hate the things that did happen. That is my point. Yeah. What we don't like are the terrible things Priscilla and others have done to Elvis's reputation unnecessarily to boost their own image for money. Linda, do you know what? I could say that 1,000 times, couldn't I? Of course. That's exactly correct. There's thousands and thousands of things that have been very unfair to Elvis and Lisa and Riley and Finley and Harper because money is being taken out of their pocket, yeah? But we must talk about the things that have happened, not hearsay. This is my point. Lisa died while Riley was in the air. She couldn't be there. So sad. It is sad, but I want more detail. I want more detail. Yeah. Why did she die? Was there a DNR? Who turned the machine off? Had Lisa Marie signed a DNR? Did Priscilla sign the DNR? Was it Scientology? Yeah, we need more detail. I would love to meet Priscilla in the dark alley, but I'll probably be arrested for elder abuse. Okay. Look, I get it, guys. I get it. You know, I'm not silly. Many of you don't like her. I get it. That's fine. Yeah. And I just want to expose the wrongdoing. That's my attitude. I want to expose the wrongdoing. I'm very upset, very angry with Priscilla. Yeah. I'm literally shocked at just how bad Priscilla has treated Elvis. Yeah. I'm literally horrified by the amount of wrongdoing that Priscilla has done. Yeah. But I want to list the things that she's done wrong from some kind of truth. Right. Priscilla's comment with the interview, love her to death, referring to Lisa is cynical and derogatory, and Priscilla is more than willing to reveal what she thinks of Elvis and Lisa. We're all completely blown away by that little clip with Navarone, the way she bursts out laughing. It just doesn't add up. It's like she's crazy, isn't it? It's like she's crazy. The fact that she said, I love her to death. I literally cannot believe a mother would do that so soon after her own daughter had died. And actually also so soon after this book came out. It just doesn't add up. The whole thing is beyond me. I don't get it. It's almost like she needs help, yeah? Doesn't add up. And then you got Navarone there smiling and laughing. It's crazy. Literally crazy. Answering a complaint or amended complaint is simply a response to preserve right and not default. Yeah, oh yeah, we were just talking about that. She doesn't have to, Priscilla doesn't have to go back to the lawsuit and say, yes, there is a grandchild. She doesn't have to. She can say whatever she wants, like you just said here, to not default, to not default. So she can just say anything she wants to carry this on. So if we all think that Priscilla is going to just suddenly admit there's a secret grandchild, I think it's very unlikely. I think it will be very open-ended. I think there's a chance that the reply that she gives is going to be, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. It's not fair that I have to tell you because of to protect the, you know, if there is a child, to protect that. If there isn't a child as well. So I wouldn't hold our breaths, guys, that suddenly we're all going to get told about a grandchild. I wouldn't. Don't forget, if it is true, then we've got the parent or parents. We don't know, do we? Now, don't forget, we still don't know if it's grandchild or great-grandchild. Again, we don't know if it's Lisa or Riley. And then we are talking about a donated egg, aren't we? Even that, we don't 100% know it's a donated egg. We don't know. There's a small chance that it was a proper birth, isn't there? Is it possible that Lisa Marie may have even given birth all those decades ago, or at least a decade ago? We don't know. We're all guessing. We're all guessing. So, a few, but must go bed. Good night, Greg. The details come out in the discovery phase. Yes. All I know is that these I've had 2 lawsuits in England to do with property disputes, and they go on and on and on, and there's a lot of lying, and the truth definitely gets bent, and the solicitors, the lawyers, the attorneys are the ones making all the money, and you don't sleep when you're going through a lawsuit where you feel your income is threatened. You could even lose your home. That's how serious lawsuits can be. You lose your credibility in your business. It's very, very upsetting going through a lawsuit. Very upsetting. So I can imagine what Bridget Cruz is going through, and I'm going to read out her comments. But I want to warm up my coffee. We've got a few more things to go over yet, guys. Oops, all over, break my neck. Right, let's let's just boil the kettle again. So I've got a nice quiet morning here, guys. So I'm not in a rush. I have got a few other things to go over with you guys. I hope you're not in a rush. Go and make yourselves a cup of tea. Okay, let's get the coffees. Have you got yourselves a cup of tea, guys? Now the dogs have been quite quiet. Okay. All right, just topping these up, making them hot. Okay, let's put a bit of honey in. Right, give it a bit of honey, give it a bit of flavour, yeah? Okay. Oh yes. You can't beat a nice coffee in the morning. All right, guys. So do we have our coffees and our teas? Because we've still got a bit longer to go, yeah? I'll just check your comments. And then what we're going to try and do is get Bridget Cruz's old comments up from the live stream. I don't know how many of you know. Bridget Cruz joined us and we questioned her. Team Elvis questioned her. I questioned her. She was extremely friendly, very polite, very gracious, very worried and upset. She poured her heart out to us. So we're going to go through that again because we've only really gone through it once. So I want to go through it. I've got to find the old messages first. So let's just check your comments a minute. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's go back on some comments. Guys, I'll tell you what, you guys are doing a lot of commenting this morning. That's great. Okay, I would love to meet. Oh, no, we've done that one. Right, Priscilla's comments with interview. Love her to death, referring. Oh, yeah, okay, we've seen that. Let's have a, let me just get to the right one. So, Linda Cudden says, I was out with my mum. She took ill. She died within 6 hours of being ill. But they waited for me before the machine was turned off. I mean, I send you love, Linda. That is, thank you for sharing that with us. That's quite a personal thing to share with us. But your point is very clear, that they wait for you before they turn the machine off. So you'd think that, wouldn't you? You would think that they would wait for you before they turn the machine off. You would think that. Ayisa, thanks for discussing my comment about Priscilla. Of course, you're very welcome, Ayisa. We've got both the Lindas here today. Let's have a look. Linda, my kids enjoyed your toys that you bought them. They were very pleased. Thank you. Both Lindas are very, very kind. Thank you. If a child exists, privacy rights may deny us from knowing whose child is, and the judge will decide. Linda, yes, this is my point. It isn't automatic that she's going to come back and go, yeah, I've got a grandchild. She doesn't even have to deny it. She can just say, I don't want to answer the question. But I do get the feeling that she does still, Bridget Cruz does still have to prove there is a connection to Florida. I don't think she only used the connection just using the secret grandchild. There was other things in the lawsuit, wasn't there? Now, the other thing that Presley Mania brought up in her YouTube channel, Rhonda, she said that Priscilla was facing 3 other lawsuits. One against her own daughter, one against Lisa Marie. Now that worries me. That worries me. Yeah. I want to know more about that. That's quite a big deal. Okay, let's have a look. So Michelle, I think the fact she was laughing and Lisa is dead is what was so upset. It's just crazy, bizarre. Like, it was like interviewing a crazy person. I really believe that. Honestly, that short clip that has gone around the world that we all have seen and we've chatted about many times. What was going on? Was she on drugs or something? We know that Priscilla has a history of cocaine, yeah, because it was in the Michael Edwards book. So it just doesn't make sense. I've got to the point now where I can't even look at it. It really, really bothers me when I watch it now. So I can't even watch it now. So Priscilla is trying to make out that Lisa's book is a joke. That's why she laughs every time. I see that, Karen. I see that. She doesn't take it seriously. She never promotes it. She never boasts about it on behalf of her daughter or her granddaughter. She almost discards it. And we know the book signing that she walked into, Riley's book signing at Memphis, that she ruined it because she made it all about herself. She put herself in the spotlight and used it as an opportunity to slag off Lisa Marie, her own daughter, in front of Riley, which makes it even worse. She stole Riley's moment to promote the book, From Here to the Great Unknown. Riley had gone to all this effort to promote the book. She created the book signing events. Yeah. She created this tour, which was very cheap. She wasn't charging hardly anything for this tour. And I would say that the Memphis one, the Memphis book signing, was probably the most important of all of them. Yeah. And then, as far as I'm concerned, from my point of view, some of you will disagree. I think she just marched in and took over. And I do think that they knew she was coming, but I also think they didn't want her to come. Yeah. I don't think anyone was going to stop Priscilla walking into that room and having her moment to sit there and belittle Lisa Marie in front of Lisa Marie's Lisa Marie's daughter. She sat there and belittled her own daughter, who has died recently. So I am disgusted that Priscilla walked into that event and did what she did. Slagged off poor Lisa Marie, called Lisa Marie a druggie, a man chaser, an alkie. She portrayed Lisa Marie as a very difficult, hard person. What she forgot to say is that everything that she accused, now listen to this, guys, everything that Priscilla accused Lisa Marie of, Priscilla did. Everything. The chasing men, the drugs. She sat there, belittled Lisa Marie, made her out to be this very difficult person that very young took drugs and chased men and was drinking alcohol. But Priscilla, if you look at her behavior allegedly with Michael Edwards, if you read the details in this book that talk about the partying, the cocaine taking, the drink binges with her boyfriend Michael Edwards, alleged, Priscilla did it all. Priscilla was the one that was partying, chasing after the men. Now, when we talk about the fact that Lisa Marie was taking drugs at such a young age, 11, 12, 13, drinking alcohol, chasing after boys, a rebellious, reckless child that wouldn't listen to anybody, was anti-authority. we say this, and I think Presley Mania said it in her video as well, didn't she? Did any of you watch Presley Mania's video last night? It was very good. Yeah, she makes it very clear that the reason Lisa Marie was so difficult and was taking drugs at such a young age, drugs and alcohol and chasing boys, was because of the secret abuse that had been going on, alleged abuse towards Lisa from Priscilla's boyfriend, Michael Edwards. So what we're saying is this. Okay, Lisa Marie had problems. Yeah, we're saying Lisa Marie had problems. But yeah, because she was being allegedly abused by Michael Edwards, which then led on to the taking drugs at such a young age, drinking alcohol, being reckless, chasing boys, being rebellious, yeah, being difficult, yeah, because of what she was going through with Michael Edwards, alleged, that we didn't know about. It's the book that has told us the life that Lisa Marie had after 10 years old. Yeah, it's the book that is now, Lisa Marie's own words on tape. This is what is telling us what secretly went on with Michael Edwards, with Priscilla, with Lisa Marie, isn't it? Yeah. So we all see it differently now. Yes, she was difficult after the abuse, after her mum decides to put herself first. Let's face it, guys, it's pretty clear. Priscilla put herself first. She had this massive ambition to be a model, an actress, to promote products, to be on TV, yeah, to be involved with documentaries, biographies, movies, yeah. So Lisa Marie was at a loose end. Oh, let's put her in Scientology. Let's send her off to summer camp. Even before Elvis died. Oh, we'll send her to the summer to Graceland. Elvis can have her for the summer. Priscilla put herself first. It was always, I like men. I like money. I like spotlight. I like fame. I like ambition. I like, it could be the Biss and Bow clothing boutique, couldn't it? It could be promoting fragrances. Someone told me she promotes bed linen. Is that right? Someone said she was involved in promoting children's clothing. There's so many things that were all about Priscilla and that put Lisa Marie last. One of the things that upsets me is this. You've got this beautiful young child, Lisa Marie. Now, she doesn't know. In 1968, around, they've got married. They've been married 8, 9, 10 months. Yeah. Beautiful Lisa Marie is born 9 months after the wedding. Yeah. A couple of months later, Lisa Marie's born. Right. That's what I'm mixing up my facts. But yeah, Lisa Marie's born. And Priscilla's there having an affair with the dance instructor that probably could have gone on during the pregnancy. Because you think about it, guys. Well, I know I've said this before, but you think about it, guys. Let me just get it right. If Priscilla was unfaithful with the dance instructor, the guy who owned the dance studio, around March, yeah? So Lisa Marie was born February, yeah? Now, it's very likely that Priscilla was seeing the dance instructor before Lisa Marie was born, isn't it? Do any of you agree with that? It's possible that there was a love affair going on between Priscilla and Steve Peck, the dance instructor. So then you've got this lovely child who was just a baby, 2, 3 months old. It's all been found out that Priscilla has had an affair with the dance instructor. She mentions it in the book, page 262. She calls him Mark. Yeah. She even says that when she was at home with Elvis, she couldn't stop thinking about Mark sexually. Yeah. Big, it's pretty big, guys. This is Elvis at home with Priscilla and his newborn baby, a matter of months old. And Priscilla's mind is in love with Steve Peck. the dance instructor. Now, could you imagine? Just put yourself in that scenario, guys. Let's imagine we are Elvis. I'm at home. I'm Elvis. I'm at home in my beautiful home. I'm not sure which home they were in. I'm holding my beautiful baby, Lisa Marie. Priscilla is sat with me on the sofa watching TV, and all she's doing is thinking about Steve Peck. And this is less than a year after the wedding that had gone round the world. Remember, the whole world saw that wedding. The whole world witnessed the birth of Lisa Marie. So let's get the book. So when Priscilla, in page 262, do you know what? I'm going to read it because I think it's important. So when Priscilla, on page 262, says, I was sat at home with Elvis and the baby thinking about Steve Peck, and then she changes the subject. She says, we had a brief affair, and changes the subject like it was nothing. The way that she mentions it in this book, it's almost not mentioned. It is a very quick, oh yeah, you know, I was thinking about Steve Peck. He was he was a great dance teacher. We had a brief affair. Then she moves on to the next topic. But for Elvis Presley, yeah, Elvis has committed. Finally, Elvis has committed to the marriage, to the engagement. He got engaged in December 1966, I think. Yeah. On the night of the wedding, they have sex for the first time. I mean, I know that this book is now saying they may have had sex when she was 18. Yeah. Right. So they have sex the night of the wedding. 9 months later, Lisa Marie is born. Yeah. So it all seems to be unfolding beautifully. But we now know, and it's in this book, I'm going to read it, that whilst Elvis was sat there with his baby, but let me just turn on my charger. Whilst Elvis was sat there with his baby next to Priscilla, she was just thinking about Steve Peck, the dance instructor. Come on, guys. This is like, I'm repeating myself. You think about it, guys. Elvis, his wedding to Priscilla was the most famous wedding in the world. The birth of Lisa Marie Presley was the most famous birth that had ever happened. Ever. Well, I say ever, obviously, in the modern world, yeah? So you think Elvis, he finds out about Steve Peck. I don't know how Elvis found out about Steve Peck. Do any of you guys? Elvis finds out about Steve Peck. He probably finds out that this has been going on for a while, because I don't think it happened over a few weeks. My gut feeling is that this had been going on through the pregnancy. Elvis finds out that the wife that he lives with, that he finally gave into pressure and married, Elvis finds out that she is seeing the dance instructor when there's a newborn baby. When I say newborn, 2-3 months old baby. Yeah? And Elvis has to accept this. Elvis is like, oh my God, the whole world is going to find out that my wife has been unfaithful to me. We're going to have a divorce. The whole world's going to find out that my wife, Priscilla, had an affair, probably during the pregnancy, just after the pregnancy, just after Lisa Marie was born. I'm going to have a public divorce in front of the world. There's no way that Elvis was going to want to sleep with Priscilla after that happened. All this bullshit that people say that Elvis would not sleep with a woman that's had a child. Well, that's a load of rubbish. No man is going to sleep with his wife that has slept with another man just after the baby was born. It's too extreme. So the way that Priscilla thanks Elvis, who finally, after all these years, marries her, gets engaged to her, they have the baby, beautiful Lisa Marie. Priscilla's way of thanking Elvis was to have an affair with the dance instructor, Steve Peck, 3 months, less than 3 months, between 6 weeks and 10 weeks after the baby was born, she has the affair. So do you see how this must have been catastrophic to Elvis? This was like, oh my God, I have to now face the world and tell them we're going to have a divorce. I can't sleep with Priscilla anymore because she's been touched by another man. That's the true reason, not because Elvis wouldn't sleep with a woman that's had a child, which is bullshit, by the way, guys. It's already been proved that Elvis had girlfriends that had babies, Susan Henning being one of them. Yeah? So my point is, I think Elvis took a decision to carry on with a fake marriage for a few years. He then went on to be unfaithful as well. He felt she had betrayed him. So he went on. We know about Susan Henning on the 68 comeback special. I think she was in Love a Little, Live a Little, the film as well. And we know that they had a charade of a wedding. You know, they went to see Tom Jones and Muhammad Ali. They had a fake honeymoon, second honeymoon. They went on a few holidays and just, they carried on as if everything was fine, but it wasn't. It wasn't fine. They were over. Elvis wanted to be there for Lisa Marie. Elvis didn't want the public to see him in a broken marriage. Remember, a very religious man with decent morals who was brought up to believe that marriage should, that divorce was a bad thing. Elvis didn't want a divorce. But then she does it again. Now, it's complicated circumstances because after 1968, Elvis couldn't be faithful to Priscilla because she'd betrayed him. So then you have the fake marriage. Then she does it all again with Mike Stone. She chooses the absolute worst person you could choose to betray Elvis because he was a karate champion. Elvis admired karate champions. So it was even more humiliating that she had chose Mike Stone. Now, it's complicated because Elvis was seeing other people after 68. So you have to try and be fair. There is a case for Priscilla because Elvis was blatantly seeing other people after 68 but it all starts from her unfaithfulness just after the baby was born. Obviously, Lisa was born 1st of February, 1968. So once Elvis had caught her being unfaithful, everything was over, guys. It was all a mess. It was all a mess. So I'm going to read this bit out for you guys. Then I'm going to check your comments. Sorry, my throat's a bit dry. So page 200. I know I've read it to you before, guys, but we're on the topic, aren't we? And I'm making the most of this time because my kids are not here. And I know that if I don't spend some decent time with you guys now, that the kids are just going to run in and I won't be able to do anything. So this is the book Elvis and Me, and you guys know I always say this. This book is a pack of lies, from my opinion. And this book was written by Priscilla. Elvis had been dead 7 years. And the reason she wrote this book is to change history, in my opinion, to rewrite history. From her point of view, no witnesses, guys. From her point of view, Elvis Presley had nothing to do with this book. Lisa Marie had nothing to do with this book. This book is a reinvention of facts to make Priscilla look like a victim and Elvis look like the bad guy. So I don't believe a word of this book. It's bullshit. But I will take my opportunity to read out her admission of unfaithfulness. Okay? So I sort of contradict myself a little bit, but I'm going to. Right. It starts off very tame, guys. Let me just get some space here. It starts off very tame. Now, we were going to read chapter 18 of this. I think we're going to have to do that on the next live. We don't have time for that. We've been on for nearly 2 hours, guys. Guys, 2 hours. What's going on? How do we do it? Right. He said I had the potential to be a good dancer. He pushed me to the limit. out of frustration and pain, I would want to quit. Demanding that I continue, he told me that I was building character and forced me to repeat the same routine until it was nearly perfected. This made me realize that I could go further than I'd ever dreamed. Now, some of this makes me laugh, guys, because I just think there's if you read between the lines, I think in a very clever way she's talking about sex, guys. So I do start laughing on some of this. I'll say it again. He pushed me to the limit. Out of frustration and pain, I would want to quit. Demanding that I continue, he told me that I was building character and forced me to repeat the same routine until it was nearly perfected. This made me realize that I could go further than I'd ever dreamed. You get it, guys? He believed in me. I was accomplishing something for the first time. I was creating, feeling good about myself, and I couldn't wait to get to class each day. Mark was charismatic, who is Steve Peck, yeah? I was particularly vulnerable in lieu of a passionate marriage. Now, she says in lieu of a passionate marriage, but how can the marriage be passionate if she's secretly seeing Steve Peck and all of her sexual thoughts are towards Steve Peck? So where is the passion? Right. Here we go. Let's find it. He believed in me. I was accomplishing something for the first time. I was creating, feeling good about myself. I couldn't wait to get to class each day. Mark was a charismatic, and I was particularly vulnerable. In lieu of a passionate marriage, dance was becoming my life. Now, I could replace the word dance with sex. Seriously, I know it sounds a bit crude, guys. I could replace the word dance with sex. Right. I was particularly vulnerable in lieu of a passionate marriage. Dance was becoming my life. I was obsessed with it. Taking all my frustrations and feelings into the studio. I found myself thinking about Mark even when I was at home. This is what I keep saying to you guys. I found myself thinking about Mark even when I was at home. Think about it. That's when she sat with Elvis holding the baby. Remember, I found myself thinking about Mark when I was at home. This is 1968, guys. They've only just been married, not even a year. Elvis had committed himself to this marriage. I had only seen him a few times in my life, and yet I was unable to get him out of my mind. Remember, she sat with Elvis. I had only seen him a few times, and yet I was unable to get him out of my mind. She's married to Elvis Presley. They've just had a baby. Lisa Marie has only just been born, 6 to 8 weeks after. I rationalized, telling myself it was because he was always there for me. He seemed to understand me. Now remember, she's saying he was always there for me. He was always there for me, which tells you that this was not a few weeks. This wasn't a quick affair that had only lasted a few weeks. She says he was always there for me. Let's just reread that bit. I rationalized, telling myself it was because he was always there for me. This is what makes me think this had been going on through the pregnancy. Just in my opinion, for entertainment purposes, guys. He seemed to understand me, while the man I truly loved was involved in his own world. You know, that I agree with that. He was off making his movies. Now, one thing I did read is that Elvis tried to spend as much time with Priscilla during when Lisa Marie was born. Elvis tried to get back and spend as much time as he could with Lisa Marie because he was so excited. He loved being a father. He completely adored Lisa Marie. So he would race back from the movie sets to be with Lisa Marie as much as he could, especially when she was first born. Yeah. I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. I began to relax, enjoying myself almost against my will. So basically, they were having sex. Yeah? Do you agree with that, guys? They were having sex. They were bonking. Yeah? And it's the same with Mike Stone, the karate instructor. She wanted sex, guys. I know it's the S word, but I'm telling you now that Priscilla, for entertainment purposes, in my opinion, was gagging for sex, whether it be Steve Peck or Mike Stone. She was on heat, mate. On heat. I really believe that. I think Priscilla was highly sexed. And if you read the book, Michael Edwards' book, The Model, he says this. He says this. She even had a one-night stand with Richard Gere. Have you read about that, guys? Go over and get that book. Michael Edwards' book. I think it's called Priscilla, Elvis and Me. She was a highly sexed woman that sometimes took cocaine, loved to get drunk and party, and had an open relationship. Richard Gere being one of them. There were many, many others, guys. I could show you a long list of different partners that Priscilla had, a very long list, guys, for entertainment purposes, in my opinion. It had been a while since I spent some time with the man who validated my abilities and appreciated spending time with him alone. It was also the first time I was not competing for my own identity. This was a high I had not experienced recently. Now remember, we're using the S word, yeah? This was a high I had not experienced recently. We know what that means, guys. Yeah? Do any of you want to comment it? This was a high I had not experienced recently. And then she ends it by saying, I had a brief affair and decided to end it. It's cut off. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. Whoosh, over. Then she moves on to the next bit. And then she says, I came out of it realizing I needed much more out of my relationship with Elvis. Elvis and I decided to go away to Hawaii. Yeah? So Elvis is, I think Elvis had gone, oh my God, this relationship is knackered. I haven't been spending enough time with her. Look what's gone on. She's been seeing the dance instructor. She's fallen in love with him. I need to try and save the marriage. Okay, let's go on holiday. Let's try and fix this. Because Elvis did not want a public divorce. Elvis did not want a public humiliation. Elvis didn't want to break up his family unit. He didn't want to break up Lisa Marie, Elvis, and Priscilla. He wanted to keep that together because that's his. He was a good Christian boy. So to him, a divorce should never be happening. So Elvis tried to save the day. But because of it, he couldn't face having sex with her. He didn't want to have sex with a woman that had been unfaithful so soon after the birth of Lisa. So they go on this holiday. I say that this holiday was all fake. It was all, how can we fix what's gone wrong? And that isn't a marriage. That is a, oh my God, I'm going to be really embarrassed in the public eye because my girlfriend has had an affair with a dance instructor. Now, because Elvis didn't class the dance instructor as a big deal, like he wasn't famous, he wasn't a karate champion, he wasn't Mike Stone. I think Elvis in his own mind could put it to bed, could sort of go, oh, we'll get past this. Yeah. He didn't want sex with her, but he was going to try and keep the family together. But we all know how that turned out, guys. The marriage had broken. The marriage at this point was over. It had broken. It was a failed marriage. It was a massive mistake. It was less than a year after they got married that this had all gone on. So Elvis was like, how do you come back from that? it was over. So I might just read a little bit of this that mentions what they did when they went on holiday. I want to catch up with your comments. So I know that was a long bit, guys, but I'm trying to get you guys to see the point of view. I'm trying to get you guys to see Elvis's point of view, right? I mean, obviously that was a long speech, so there's going to be a lot of comments. Right, let's have a look. So are you still here, guys? Are you still here? I know this is going on for a while. What's the time? Okay. Oh, we still got a while. Don't worry. Let's have a look. Let me just check. No one's trying to message me. Oh, Jane, you bought me a coffee. Jane, thank you so much. Jane Muchkin, thank you so much for the coffee. Guys, you want to buy me a coffee? Click the coffee button. Thank you. If you want to send me a super thank you, that is so kind of you. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you want to be a member, please join. Right. I'm going to go through your comments. Let's have a look. Okay. Let's go through the comments, guys. Cool, a lot of comments. Right. Now, because I spoke for so long, there's a lot of comments. Right. Okay, let's just try and catch up with the comments. God, there's a lot of comments here. I don't know where to start. I want to get to what we were talking about. Helen says, Priscilla, her relationship with men are stepping stones to money, when to further her modeling, acting ambition, when they have served their purpose, the man is discarded. And it does seem that way, Helen. It does. I would have fainted at the sight of Elvis because his face had charisma and presence. So Pamela is saying, Marty Lacker said it was to try and reconcile. I'm guessing you're talking about the holiday. So Finola says she didn't know about Richard Gere. Yeah, and I think it was a one-night stand, Finola. And Jane says that she's been with her partner for 33 years and never been unfaithful. I've been with my partner for 19 years and I have never been unfaithful because I had an old-fashioned upbringing, guys. I'm a Christian, yeah? Now, for me, once you made that commitment of being engaged, married, children, those three things, that's it. There's no straying. There's no, if you go through a bad patch, it doesn't mean you split up. You get through it, yeah? Me and my wife don't have a perfect relationship. We're up and down, but the love is there. The love is there. The children are there. The marriage is there. Yeah. So you get through it and you stay strong. And what you find, this is what I have found, that as you go through the years, the loyalty grows and gels and bonds. And no matter what happens, you are partners, aren't you? You are partners. You go through all the good and the bad together. Yeah. So to me, marriage is being unfaithful is not even on my mind. It's not even something I would consider because we got 5 kids. We got married. Yeah. So very important to me, guys. You know, but I am a bit old-fashioned. It does take, you know, 33 years is amazing, you know. When I looked at him and he smiled towards me, I was like, holy shit, got the best looking guy in the world. His teeth were shaped perfect. Let's have a look. Salvatore, he was like a Greek god, so stunning. with native Indian gene to, wow, he was born the most beautiful looks of soul. Yeah, and it just doesn't add up why Priscilla would stray. Or Luann says, all Elvis wanted for his life in Graceland is Gladys Vernon, wife, and Elvis baby to be all together and in the home, but it crumbled on him and he thinks he failed. You're not a failure, Elvis. Well, if Priscilla, there's a possibility that if Priscilla had stayed faithful after Lisa Marie was born, their whole marriage would have been very different. Very different. I think Elvis, once he caught her being unfaithful with Steve Peck just after Lisa Marie was born, I think it just changed everything for Elvis. He saw everything differently. That's just what I think, guys. What do I know, eh? I think she enjoyed bringing Elvis down. Why go for stone? She said in her book, I wanted someone else's Elvis couldn't beat. It's power. It's a power trip. Yeah, and I understand that, Linda. The man she chose, it feels like revenge. It does. The Mike Stone affair feels like revenge. It does. Yeah, we know how gorgeous Elvis was, guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, we've gone past 2 hours now, so I do want to wrap it up a little bit, but I thought I would just read a little bit of The Holiday. Yeah, but I really like Richard Gere. I love his films. Is it Officer and a Gentleman? And is the other one called, is it American Gigolo, the other one? I'm quite a fan of Richard Gere. Right, I believe Elvis did want to stay faithful to Priscilla, but the trust and bond was broken through these infidelities. Ledeye, yes, after Lisa Marie was born, through the pregnancy, after the engagement in 1966, I do think Elvis did try. Now, do I think Elvis was going to be able to stay faithful? I don't know. Don't know. It would have been hard, yeah? But I think Lisa Marie was enough for him because he adored her and he felt very lucky that they'd had her, was enough for him to at least try. So as soon as she was unfaithful, she blew it. She blew it. I agree. Pamela, I agree. Once someone has been unfaithful in a marriage, in a relationship, it's never the same again. Never the same again. Most of us in our past have been through a relationship where one of the partners have been unfaithful. I definitely have. In my partner before I was with my wife was unfaithful. Yeah. So it's something most of us have gone through. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It does damage. It leaves scars, doesn't it? It leaves emotional scars. If your partner is unfaithful, even if it's an ex, you still remember it. I remember unfaithfulness with ex-girlfriends 30 years ago. You don't forget. You don't forget when a partner is unfaithful. Ayisa, once someone's cheated, they cheat again and again. Very true. I agree. I'm very old-fashioned. Loyalty is extremely important. Extremely important. Right, let's just read a bit about The Holiday, then we're going to go. I came out of it realizing I needed much more out of my relationship with Elvis. Elvis and I decided to go to Hawaii, the first time we'd been on holiday together, and I was hoping that it would be a second honeymoon, that my experience with Mark, so Steve Peck, would be forgotten. We took along Lisa, her nurse, Joe, Joni, Patsy, and her husband, Gigi, Lamar, and his wife, Nora, and Charlie. We checked. All right, have a nice day. Bye. We checked into the Ileki Hotel in Waikiki, but soon found that Elvis couldn't go to the beach without attracting a crowd. We decided to rent a house on a private beach, and we spent the rest of our vacation there. We had a great time. Elvis and I were like two kids again, away from the pressures of the filming and away from Mark, to whom my attention would occasionally wander. See, look, she's even saying it now. On the holiday, it's unbelievable, guys. So they go on a honeymoon, they go on holiday, yeah. That is treated like a second honeymoon, yeah. And she's saying she still can't stop thinking about Mark, Steve Peck. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop there, guys. It just that, you know, we're reading this and you're getting a feel for the sort of person we got here. Now, you have to I'm going to do a little, like, I'm going to give you a little ending speech. Okay? Let's just read the comment a minute. Elvis like Rare Diamond. Do you know, to top it off, Priscilla let him at the peak of his beautifulness. This is what I think, guys. I'm going to try and bring it to an end. So there's 43 of you watching. Please subscribe. Please like. Buy us a coffee if you like. If you like what I've done, send us a super thank you. Become a member. It's only $1 a month. Most importantly, please subscribe so you get notified when we go live. Yeah. Now, this is what I want to say to you guys. We've got Priscilla Bueller. Priscilla Bueller. She meets Elvis briefly in 1959. Then she, in my opinion, she harasses him for years until he eventually gives in and lets her move to Graceland when she's nearly 18. Yeah? So she's in Graceland. She's living in this amazing Graceland, this celebrity world. Yeah? Think about it. She's moved from this humble home in Germany to Graceland, Disney World. But she talks about it like it's a prison. She talks about it like she was imprisoned. Okay, it was difficult. When she first moved to Graceland, you had Elvis was seeing other girls. We know this. Come on, guys. We know this. When Priscilla first moved to Graceland, Elvis had different girlfriends. Shh. Right, so it might be the postman. Okay. Alright, come on. Right, I'm just literally finishing up to say goodbye to them. Well done, mate. That's good. So you won. Well done. Shadia won his football match. 5-2. What was the name of the team? Chippenham. Good. Score? Yeah. Good. How many? Cool. Now, my son Gio is very, very good at football. Very good. How good are you, Gio? Too good. Too good, guys. Too good. Tyler's just gone out 2 seconds ago. I'm going to do a run, walk dogs or that. I'm just going to finish up my video. I'm just warming my coffee, guys. Okay. Right. Let's just finish off my little speech. Okay, guys. Right. Welcome to my little world at home in the kitchen. So my son's happy. He won his game. 5-2. Just quickly checking your comments. Jane, your grandchild's playing football. And Jane, do you know the name of his team that he plays for? Right, as I was saying, yeah, the dogs. So you think about it. She moves from Germany to Graceland, calls it a prison. Elvis finally commits to the wedding, gets married to her. She's unfaithful to him after a few months, yeah? And then they go on this fake honeymoon because the marriage is all over, yeah? So if you go from 1959 to the day they divorce, don't forget, then you throw in the pot, Mike Stone's, the unfaithfulness with Mike Stone. The whole thing is a mess. The whole thing is a mess. Elvis went through hell. I accept that Elvis also, in the earlier years, in the 60s, 62, 63, 64, 65, had different girlfriends. I accept that, yeah? Elvis didn't commit to Priscilla until they got engaged in 66. So that must have been difficult for Priscilla. I have to accept that. Yeah? But then you've got this humiliating breakup for Elvis. Humiliating breakup with Priscilla. She takes his child, the karate champion. The whole thing was just extremely embarrassing, humiliating for Elvis. And then Elvis's way out of it. Oh, Salvatore got me a coffee. Salvatore, you got me a coffee. Thank you, my friend. That's so kind. Love it when you guys buy me a coffee. It's very, very kind of you. Really means a lot to me. So my point is, guys. Oh yeah, Salvatore. Thank you so much, my friend. Ew. Right. My point is, guys. It doesn't feel like Priscilla felt lucky. It doesn't feel like Priscilla felt fortunate that she'd met Elvis. It feels like, oh, look what I went through. You know, I suffered. I had to go through this. I had to go through that. Eventually, we divorced, and I've spent the rest of my life playing the victim. This is how it feels. Yeah, this is how it feels, guys. Yeah. So we are now discovering that Elvis was the victim. Elvis was the victim. Priscilla was doing the wrongdoing. And this book now is showing us that she did a lot more damage than we thought. It wasn't just damage to Elvis. This is showing the serious damage to Lisa Marie. We also know that Priscilla contested Lisa Marie's wishes after her death over her grandkids. Priscilla wanted some of it for herself over her grandkids. We also know that the grandkids, Riley, Finley, and Harper, money that has been given to Priscilla from, via Riley, with the help of John Travolta, who we now know recruits people into Scientology. We now know that Priscilla is taking money directly out of the pocket of Finley and Harper and Riley. So this is extreme, guys. Priscilla, right now, as we speak, is taking money out of the pocket of Finley and Harper and Riley. Right now, today, now, this second. We also know that for the last 40 years, since she has been running Gracelands and Elvis and her part of Elvis Presley Enterprises, that she has squandered tens of millions of dollars from Riley, Finley, and Harper's trust, from Lisa Marie's trust. So we got some serious wrongdoing here that's been going on since she took over Gracelands. Since she became the executor, the trustee on behalf of Lisa Marie. So the public have just been told The public have just been told that Priscilla's boyfriend was abusing Lisa Marie. Alleged. We have to say alleged for entertainment purposes. Everything we're talking about now is entertainment purposes. Yeah? Our opinions. The public now know that there's been SA abuse towards Lisa Marie for 3 or 4 years from Priscilla's boyfriend when Priscilla was in charge of Lisa Marie. It's all out there. Riley has done her job. We now know it's a bestseller. The whole world knows what happened. No one's doing anything about it. No one is doing anything about it. This is driving us all potty. We want justice for Lisa Marie. No one's doing nothing about it. Yes, it's out. It's in the papers. If you Google it, it'll come up, won't it? It'll come up. Michael Edwards allegedly blah, blah. Michael Edwards denying the accusations. I repeat, Michael Edwards denying the accusations. Yes, she was removed. Priscilla was removed from the cover. That is Riley talking. This book does all the talking that Riley will ever need to defend her own mother. This book says it all. Riley kept it in there. Riley kept the bullshit in this book. Not bullshit, that's the wrong way of putting it. Riley kept the horrible stuff that happened to Lisa in the book so the world can read it, including the media, the tabloids. Yeah? Riley's done her job. All the information we need is out there. It's a bestseller. She promoted this book like crazy. It's a bestseller. We all know what's gone on, don't we? We all know what's gone on. We've all been reading this book. Nothing has been done about it. Nothing has been done about it. Nothing. Zero. Z-E-R-O. Zero. We also know that I think, and we said this at the beginning, Priscilla Presley has never lost a lawsuit. Is this true? Can we confirm this? Has Priscilla Presley ever lost a lawsuit? I'm asking you that question, guys. Yeah, so Salvatore, you can see that it's all ripped in it. I like reading this book though, because this book, when I read it, I can expose the wrongdoing. I can expose the lies. I enjoy reading this book, and because I can't read to save my life, the letters are big. The writing's big, so I can read it. So anyway, on this book, we are going to start reading some of this. We have read chapter 1. Now this book, because so many people have read this book, I was thinking of reading it from the last chapter and working backwards. Thank you, Ayisa. Ayisa's bought me a coffee. Ayisa, you are very kind. Thank you so much for the coffee. Thank you very much. It really means a lot to me. When you guys show me you like what I'm doing, you appreciate my hard work, I love it. Love it, guys. Any of you that get me a coffee, thank you so much, or a super thank you, whatever you call it, super thanks. It means a lot. So, Salvatore, I've listened to the audiobook. I've done it in bits and bobs. So if I walk the dogs, I'll have a listen to the audiobook. I'll go to bed, I'll put the audiobook on. You guys know that I can't. You guys know that I don't like reading. I don't like reading, but I will read. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. It was like Elvis. I'd buy you a Cadillac. Yeah, get us a Cadillac. Now, guys, if any of you send me a book, I'll try and read it. I keep promising Linda that I'm going to read this. Linda, I must read a chapter of this for you. A little thing called Love. Linda Thompson on loving Elvis Presley. So I'm going to do it one day, Linda. Every time I come on, I say, yeah, I'm going to read some of this. Let's have a look what the first chapter is. The first chapter is, Linda, are you there, Linda? I think you are. The first chapter is The King is Gone. So I'm guessing that will be when he died. Oh, it's very small letters, Linda. Right, Linda, you only need to read 160 pages. Just follow the notes. My God! Linda, I struggle reading one page. I struggle reading one page. And look how small the writing is, Linda. It's just, the writing is so small. I don't read. Follow the notes. Let's have a look. Linda, it's Lisa. A breathlessly exciting 9-year-old Lisa Marie Presley urgently gasped onto the phone. An immediate smile crossed my face upon hearing the voice of the little girl I had grown to love deeply, and over the past several years, it was not uncommon for Lisa to telephone me in a pitiful, playful mood just to say hi, and that she missed me, and she was doing from Graceland in Memphis. Her father, Elvis, I had broken up 8 months before this August the 16th phone call. After having lived together for almost 5 years, she had reached me in my apartment in Los Angeles, where her father had stayed with me on several occasions. Hey, you little goober nickel. I jokingly answered. Goober nickel was a term of endearment Elvis and I had come up with for his little offspring. I know who this is. You don't have to tell me. Linda, my daddy is dead. Linda, my daddy is dead. No, I automatically responded instantly, frozen in my dread of acknowledgement. The truth, he can't be. He's not, honey. Yes, he is. They told me he's smothered in the carpet. Numbly, I threw the phone across the room. I stood there catatonic, gazing at the receiver. He smothered in the carpet repeatedly raced through my singing mind. Those gravity-filled words sank in my heart. So there we are, Linda. I've read some of it. Now, as for actually, it isn't that section. Linda will agree with me now. That section isn't actually true, is it? Because it wasn't. Because tell me if I'm right, Linda. It wasn't Lisa Marie that phoned Linda Thompson. It was the bodyguard, Lisa Marie's brother, phoned. Is that right? And then what happened was, I think Lisa Marie's brother phoned Linda and then passed the phone to Lisa. Is that correct? Yes. I've read this a few times now because we've all been told about this special phone call that Lisa did when she phoned Linda because she really liked Linda. Yeah. And that's how Linda found out that Lisa had, because Linda Thompson was so important that Lisa wanted to phone Linda to tell her this horrible news. But actually, this is just, we don't know this for definite, do we? But actually, it was her brother Sam. He had phoned Linda to tell his sister, and then Lisa Marie grabbed the phone off her and then spoke to Linda. Yeah? Yeah, that's okay. I'm only just, I just, we are going to read bits of this book. I have to be in the mood to do it. I can see that it's a bloody good book. Yeah, I could definitely, I can tell this is going to be very interesting. I have to be really in the mood for to read things. Now, I'm hoping to read chapter 18 of this later. We were going to do it today, but we've had too much to go over. So to generalize everything, because we're coming to the end now, Elvis, when he met Priscilla, he met a devil in disguise. He met a devil in disguise. And this is my, for entertainment purposes, our opinions, Team Elvis, my opinions, he met a devil in disguise. He met his worst nightmare came true. His worst nightmare came true, meeting Priscilla. And the ramifications of meeting Priscilla in 1959, I think, are part of the reason he died when he was 42. I don't hate Priscilla. I want Priscilla to apologize for the wrongdoing that she has always done, that she is still doing. I want Priscilla to apologize for the wrongdoing she has done since the day she met him to the day he died. And she is still doing the wrongdoing today. Today, the most recent thing was her walking in on the Graceland book signing. And now we'll see how the Bridget Cruz lawsuit unfolds. And we will now see if any justice ever comes for poor Lisa Marie. Justice for Lisa Marie. That's what we want. That is my focus. Justice for Lisa Marie. That's my focus, guys. Anyway, we're out of here. Now, what a great live, guys. We've been on here for 2.5 hours. Does anyone feel like it's been 2.5 hours? 2.5 hours. Boom. Gone. Whoosh. Gone. We've been drinking coffee together. So take it easy, guys. I send you all love. Thank you for being with me in my kitchen with the noisy dogs. Thank you for being in my world. You guys mean so much to me. It really does matter to me when you send me a super thank you or buy me a coffee. I just love it. And we are trying to build up the membership. Once we get to 100 members, it's only $1 a month. We're going to do some members lives. So take care, guys. Please subscribe. Please like. Please subscribe and like. And I will be back later to do some book reading. Thanks, guys. Take care. Love you all.